So the kickflip is one of the most coveted and well-known tricks out there, and anybody who has ever tried skateboarding knows exactly how difficult that it is to learn. The kickflip can take weeks, months, and sometimes even years to land. My name is Webz, and I've been skateboarding for over 15 years, and in this series I check out some massive YouTubers who have apparently landed these tricks in record-breaking time. Starting with this one who says he did it in 6 hours. Let's get straight into it. What's up and welcome, skate rats. Come back to the sewer for another bit of sloppy content today. We're going over this I learned to kickflip in 6 hours video. Will it be fake? Will it not be? Let's jump straight into it and find out. So starting with the 6 hour one, let's full screen it and see how it goes. Will they do a kickflip? Will they do a heel flip? I have no idea. Let's get into it and see how it ends up.
So I decided to try. I have never skated in my life.
Definitely from Europe. Nice scenery. You don't get that here in the UK.
Scared, and I found it really hard just to maintain balance. Then I started to move for the first time, and I tried to learn how to jump on the skate.
I always find it hilarious when someone who stands on the skateboard like this is trying to learn how to kickflip. It's like, learn how to ride the board first. I get you're trying to speedrun it for a YouTube video, but you're going to hurt yourself.
And I tried to learn how to jump on the skate. I was pretty bad, but after a few attempts,
gotta bend those knees. Gotta bend those knees, boy.
I got used to it. And even jumping on the skate, it started to feel more natural. So to achieve the kickflip, the first thing we need to learn is the ollie.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely recommend getting the ollie first. Is this the same guy, or is this his friend? Trick. That's decent. He could get a higher ollie here if he pushed his front foot. So if he pushed this foot more forward this way, this bit would come up higher, and you'd get a more steezy high ollie.
And it basically consists in jumping with the skate.
And one thing I've just noticed as well is his back foot like fully disconnects from the board. See this? This is like an ollie south right here. You kind of want to keep that foot stuck to the tail, because if you don't keep it stuck to the tail, you might end up scraping your shin on the way back down. But other than that, a solid landing. The board looks a little bit worse for wear, but you don't really need a good one at the first.
I tried intuitively, but after a few attempts, I couldn't really do much.
Very common mistake right here.
Tried intuitively.
Not jumping.
But after a few attempts,
or just jumping.
I couldn't really do much.
Okay.
So then I got the theory down. We need to put the front foot near the middle of the board.
So then I scrolled through YouTube without clicking on a video.
Keeping it parallel to the tip. Then we position the back foot.
Hold on a second.
Front foot.
Another reason, right? You should never wear these kind of shoes for skateboarding. These kind of shoes here, they're going to offer you no protection whatsoever. You'd honestly be better off just sticking a Nike SB sticker to your foot, because that'll give you more protection than these bad boys. Look at this. He's barely even been skating, and he's already got a hole here. Unless he is being deceptive and could skate already, we'll decide that at the end. Anyway, as you can see right here, looks like he's been using them for a while.
The back foot to the very back of the skate. Now we bend our knees, trying to maintain balance. We push down with the back foot, and we let the front foot lift up with the board. In the beginning, it was pretty bad.
You push down with the back foot and let the front foot guide the board. Kind of true, but he's hesitating here. See right here, when he goes up with the front foot should ideally be continuing to push forward. And I just spilt Red Bull all over my keyboard. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to finish recording this video first, but that is tragic. And the annoying thing is, I literally almost bought a keyboard yesterday.
Lift up with the board.
Anyway, back to the video.
It was still pretty bad. The first problem was that I still couldn't push down the back end of the board in order to make it jump. And every single time I got that right,
it's just not jumping off the back foot. That's the issue.
The skate jumped far away from me.
So I guess in these ones he is jumping, but he's bringing the back foot up so delayed.
No matter how hard I tried, the result was always the same.
Looks like he's just being dramatic on purpose. Can't lie. I've never seen anyone attempting kickflips and them ending up like this.
So I decided to do the only thing you can do in these cases. Keep trying. At a certain point, something bad happened. Because of the continuous rubbing against the board, my shoe decided to break.
See, already the shoes are gone. And it's been like just ollies.
Because of the continuous...
Whatever you do, do not wear these like really cheap thin-ass material shoes, because they will ruin your foot faster than getting it caught in the elevator.
Rubbing against the board, my shoe decided to break. But luckily my friend helped me with that. I kept practicing for a while, trying to understand the right motion and the timing of the slide. And I failed pretty bad every single time.
I think he's just like, there's a misconception that you think you literally have to jump as high as you possibly can. Yeah, you do need to jump, but putting too much effort into it before you have the technique. Like, he's trying to be all power and no technique. This is the equivalent of going to the gym and just putting the weight machine on the highest weight and then like shaking and struggling like crazy. You're just not ready for that height yet. Jump a bit lower, try keep the board controlled.
Then, after more than 1 hour, I started to see the first good results.
No, that was decent. He managed to keep it
I
leveled out a little bit.
The board kept jumping away from me simply because I was leaning back too much with my...
It just feels like he's like, what? How does this happen? How does this frame happen? Right. So he's like kicking it forward. The back foot is not coming up at all, really, until like the board is already gone.
Simply because I was leaning back too much.
By the time the back foot is in the air, the board has left the lobby and is now playing a different game.
With my upper body. And once I started to fix that, I've been finally able to get my first ollie.
Oh, yo. You know what's annoying? Or you know what seems weird? All of those attempts were literally so far off with like dramatics, kicking the board this way, that way, legs so high. It kind of makes me feel that to go from that
I've been finally able to get my first
to this
ollie.
is completely dishonest. I don't know if I'm being too judgmental here, but I feel like this guy, that ollie, was way too good to be following off from the previous ollies that he was just looked like he was kicking into the air on purpose.
And then after that, I got pretty confident.
And now he's literally ollieing like literally 5 minutes later, he's ollieing like 2 feet high. This doesn't seem real to me already, but we'll see.
Now, the kickflip is like the ollie, but much harder. Basically, we need to make the board...
Like the ollie is like a 2 out of 10 difficulty. The kickflip for a beginner is like a 9.5.
Spinning in the air while jumping with it. If during the ollie we slide the front foot, keeping it parallel to the tip, during the kickflip we place the front foot, pointing slightly towards the front.
Another thing that you want to make sure you don't do is when you're getting ready to pop, make sure all 4 wheels are on the ground, because he's leaning too much on these feet on this side of the board and doesn't have a very good balance, which another reason why he's not ready to learn the kickflip is because this here is not on the floor. Make sure all 4 wheels are on the floor, and if your trucks aren't loose enough for all 4 wheels, maybe have a little adjustment of the bolt here might help you a lot.
45-degree angle. And when we are in the air, we slide the front foot towards the front side edge of the board. Flicking the edge of the deck with our baby toe is what gives the spin to the board.
Varial flip.
I started shining and I was getting decent results, but I could never get really close because once again I was throwing the board.
He's doing the exact same thing as the ollie, just kicking it away.
So I kept practicing, and even if this is probably one of the hardest skills ever.
And this is apparently, it must be the same day, right? Because otherwise, how would it be 6 hours?
Turned on this channel, and I was getting tired. I was also completely immersed in the process of learning, and I loved it. Back to the kickflip. So I kept trying.
So this strikes me as my man had a Skillshare deadline, didn't have a video to put with it. For what video can I think about learning skills? Oh yeah, I can already skate a little bit. Let's pretend I learned how to kickflip.
And I felt that I was starting to understand the timing of the motion, the right movement of my front foot, and I was getting more composed. But after
and now he's just doing like straight up varial flips, like solid form. So either this guy is like the most sporadic skateboard learner ever and can just do random stuff.
Again, my muscles.
And that was basically a tray flip, or I don't actually know this YouTuber. Maybe one of you guys may have watched him in other videos. You can let me know if you feel like he's dishonest or not, but I'm certainly getting those vibes.
To check my footage. And by doing that, I understood a lot of things that I was doing wrong. I was keeping my front foot too low on the board. Instead, we need to put the foot right below the bolts.
I mean, for me, personally, yes, but not for everybody.
He's also leaning too far back while jumping, causing the board to bounce.
And he's also putting way too much effort on the pop and kicking backwards. Like, look at his back foot here. Look at his back foot. It started here, and now it's here. A kickflip, this foot will pretty much remain flat above the board, while this one kicks forward to flip it.
It's far from me. So I started leaning forward, keeping the shoulders parallel to the board. The third day, I
just in the middle of the road.
Good. I had just a little bit of pain in my muscles, but I was confident I was gonna get it. So
and then we're on another day. So this is like the 3rd day, and apparently this is learned in 6 hours.
Started practicing, but for some reason I haven't realized that all the time I was trying to land a trick more difficult than the kickflip. It is the varial kickflip, in which the board not only rotates on itself, but also
much more difficult than the kickflip. That's why I'm being suspicious here.
180 degrees horizontally. I didn't know it until I checked the footage, so I kept.
How did you not know it until you checked the footage? It's literally been happening every time and the day before.
Trying. And I was actually getting pretty close to land it. But maybe
that was not bad, but like I said, that's a trick that takes sometimes years to learn.
Too much for my 3 days skateboarding career.
Oh, that was decent. Alright, grow up, kid. Stop being dramatic. Oh, that was a fool. That was a proper fool.
Even if I was proud, I was getting pretty close to land the very.
Literally, he's like on the gnarliest tarmac with like gravel and crap ever.
Kickflip. my goal was to land the kickflip. So I had to fix the horizontal spin that I was accidentally causing by stop throwing backwards my back foot.
Yeah, and he's still doing varial flip. This is like a guy who skated when he was younger, learned how to kickflip and varial flip, hasn't skated for like 10 years, and is now trying to make a video pretending like he's learning them for the first time.
An hour of practice and many fails, I was close to fix the problem. But my legs started to become really heavy and I was having a hard time even standing up. But I kept practicing, and at every jump my legs were hurting more than the jump before. After another hour, I was extremely tired. I was still far from landing a kickflip, and I couldn't.
So another hour. This is day 4, and we've done another hour. How the hell has this been 6 hours?
I was extremely tired. I was still far from landing a kickflip, and I couldn't almost walk.
This is such a nice angle. Such a nice angle, though. I can't lie.
Pain in my legs, in my shins, and in my feet. But I had a weird feeling that told me that I should have tried one last.
That is not a day one. That is not 6 hours of learning how to kickflip. Not at all, man.
But I had a weird feeling that told me that I should have tried one last time. So I left my house and I started practicing at 8 PM. By trying to jump more vertically, I was achieving way better results. I had pain absolutely.
See, these aren't actually bad.
Everywhere and no energy left. But I was getting closer and closer at every single attempt. And even if this time it really seemed impossible, at a certain point,
I don't know, man. I've seen literally people take months and months and months learning how to just get the flick on point, and this man has apparently done it in 6 hours. Not only that, but apparently it's been across 4 days.
This happened.
I'm gonna wait till he lands one and then tell you. Okay, wait, first of all, that doesn't count. You didn't land on it properly and stay on it. If you just tap the top of the grip tape and then jump straight off, I'm sorry to say, that's not a kickflip, my friend. That's nearly a kickflip. If this video is legit, that is good work, but this apparently is 6 hours, 52 minutes over 3 days, even though we've seen it on 4 different days, I'm pretty sure. I don't know about this, man. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this one? Personally, I think it's fake.